feel like I'm too high.
Too high. All right, all right. Y'all know the root. Y'all know the drill. According to her, gotta have
You're not talking to anyone.
at least 10. We're talking to somebody.
It's us.
As soon as we can get 10 viewers, then we can go ahead and I guess proceed. But meanwhile,
Thank you, Sister Sandra, for that.
for the love offering,
Yes, yes, yes. We did get it. I was like, oh wow, she on already? She on.
we appreciate it very, very much.
Sister Cheryl is on.
Sister Cheryl, all right. Sister Cheryl, okay, we at 11. We can go. We
How
can.
we at 11?
Yeah, that's how we do.
But they didn't. Nobody said hi, but Sister Sandra, Sister Cheryl. Where the
That's
rest of y'all at?
because we have to extend greetings. Greetings, peace, and blessings. We are the Mohammeds. The residential tourists, 85 to Africa. We are living in the after. We are coming to you live from Mombasa, Kenya. Yes, we're still in Mombasa and we're still grateful. And, we're happy and we're at peace, right?
Mm.
So,
We got Gullah Jack on. I think I know who that is with that Gullah word.
Gullah Jack, all right, we might know. We
And
can't see your beautiful face, sweetie.
me, oh,
You can't see. Yeah, there we go. There we
and
go.
Easy York and Awande. Habari, everyone. Easy York sends the greetings.
Returning the greetings. Wa alaikum salam. Thank you so very much. So this is, I don't know, this might be a hot one today.
Carrington is on. We're here. Greetings. Hey, listen, y'all. We got to talk about the recap first before we get into the meat.
We do, but we got to do our due diligence, right?
Okay.
We have to acknowledge our subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
We thank you so very much.
Mm-hmm.
Never go without expressing our gratitude for you all, your viewership, your continued subscription. We thank our members for being patient with us. And we also thank you for those who are actually tuning in right now. We appreciate that. Now, let me go ahead and say it right now because I'm going to tell you later on, our beloved Sister Sandra's going to tell you.
She already did. She already beat you to it.
She done beat me to it.
No, Sister Cheryl said it.
All right.
She
So
said,
we got
hit
get
the
it from
like button.
all corners. So you heard it. Hit the like button. Let's get started early. Just hit it right now. As soon as you sign
already
on.
got them on there. Let's see. Sister Sandra said, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sister Sandra, for the compliment. Greetings from a random airport, regional sky girl.
All right. Around the world.
I promise you, I wish I had her life.
I know. It's beautiful. She can travel around the world. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Regional. We appreciate you.
And RB putting it down, watching from Columbus. Easy York. Are you feeling Mabasi? Today
Columbus
is a mess.
Wait, Columbus, Georgia?
Ohio.
Mm-hmm. Ohio. Okay, Midwest. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, Mombasa came back today. It's been kind of chill for the last.
The humidity. It is. That's
it's just humidity.
It's just the humidity.
Because the heat is bearable. Right. You got the ocean breeze. You love the sunlight, but that humidity make you just wet, and I don't like it.
So listen, let me just say this too, real quickly. You know, our lighting situation is a little different because we ready to really.
Yeah, we're all packed up, ready to hit. So we kind of like
so. Some of those things got packed away. So unfortunately, hopefully the quality is not too bad. But just a disclaimer, just to let you know, we just have some of those things kind of packed away.
Yeah.
So we'll return to that.
Yeah.
Good lighting quality, hopefully soon.
Brother David's on, sends the greetings.
Brother David, Big C?
No, David, that's here. Yeah, David, that's here.
Oh, yes.
David, yeah.
Peace and blessings.
Yeah, we had the opportunity to hang out with him and his wife this week, right?
No, that wasn't Brother David.
I'm saying all the wrong stuff.
Listen,
Lord.
Leave the names to me.
I'm hungry.
Leave the names to me. Just leave the names to me. Yeah, if y'all don't know by now, and for those that she just names, just give her a pass. Give her a pass. Nonetheless, we appreciate you, Brother David. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just crazy.
So go ahead. This week.
So this week.
You can't see your face, baby. We need to see.
That's that Mombasa heat. It's just the humidity weighs you down. You just kind of want to slump. You just like, listen. But this week we had the great opportunity to hang out with
Some good people.
some good people. They're our friends now, but they were our subscribers that we met, that contacted us through the channel. They live here in Mombasa, and they out here doing their thing, loving it, living life, like living the good life.
Yeah.
And they walk every morning on the beach, and I'm like, oh, that's so romantic.
It's very nice. It's very lovely.
Yeah, and he took us out for my birthday, Friday.
They
did. And they sent us a little invitation, and it was so cute. Oh my gosh.
Oh, you know what? I gotta show y'all something.
What?
Stay right there. Hold on.
Okay. No. Y'all see my face? So we love it when people watch our channel and then they come bearing gifts. Especially him.
So listen, okay, I'm gonna tell you now, I was excited about this, but here's the thing. Now, this is coming from the same loving couple that we, had the opportunity to spend some time with, who my wife mentioned were subscribers, and we're grateful for their subscription. But now we can say that we are friends of theirs. We're friends, right? So when we first met up with them, he mentioned that he had something for me, and it was based on something that I said on one of the, I don't know if it was a live or one of the videos. I'm not really sure. I couldn't for the life of me.
We always talked about it because we couldn't get it in Rwanda.
Right, we always talked about it. We couldn't get it in Rwanda. Can't even get it here in Mombasa or in Kenya. Well, we don't know about
I don't think I even looked.
But I didn't. He said something that I said. I'm like, man, what was it? I couldn't even remember.
And he knew I didn't care about it. I'm like, I don't feel like.
She didn't remember. We didn't remember, right? So anyway, fast forward. We finally had the opportunity to meet up with them again, and prior to us going out, for them being so generous and acknowledging my wife's birthday and taking us out, he said, let's do this before we go. So he went and got from the back room, he pulled out the package, flipped it upside down so I couldn't see. He said, try to shake it, see what it might be. I couldn't figure it out.
You would have thought it was his birthday.
I thought, I was shooting high. I was thinking it was some technology type stuff. I'm like, I know I ain't that.
I was feeling bad, like whatever you got on, he ain't gonna use it.
Anyway, I flipped it over, and lo and behold.
Come on already.
Lo and behold.
Lord.
He got me the navy beans. He brought several packs of my navy beans. Man, I was like a little child. I was so happy. I was so excited. He jumped up and
down, was hugging everyone.
I was like, man, this is
like, what is it? What do you have?
I was so excited about receipt. I'm telling you, I was happy. That was,
it was very thoughtful.
Very thoughtful.
Beautiful, beautiful family. They really thought about what they heard me say, that I like fine dining, and they took us to a beautiful restaurant on the cliff. And it wasn't that it didn't even need anything, because it's high up on the cliff where all you see is the ocean view.
Man, it's so serene.
That's the aesthetics.
Beautiful. The place is called Sea Haven.
Okay.
Sea Haven. If you're in Mombasa, go check it out.
Just Andrew said that's the old school brand too.
Yeah. He went. Yeah,
you got the Great Northern.
Can't miss. Yeah. Sea Haven, and the owner, he was great. He graced us with his
Kenyan owner, a millionaire. He owns property. Land,
he's selling some land.
Top of land.
He's selling what, 3 acres of the land?
Yeah, he has selling land.
3 acres of it.
And his land is on the beach, on the that's like the real nice, richy, touristy side. So the sand is white, pure, beautiful. We didn't ask him no prices on how much he's selling it for, because
we can't afford it.
Yeah,
that's for the
we
next
ain't
person.
even looking, but he's selling, and we can definitely find a way to connect you guys.
Brother Siddiqui, my brother, peace to you, brother. Peace, Black.
Talking about some bean pie time. Yeah, because they're coming to Nairobi.
Bean pie time is right. I'm hoping. I don't know. Maybe not this go round. I don't know.
All those beans? Who making? He ain't making no beans in Mombasa with this heat.
Well, Nairobi, whatever.
Nairobi, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's in Nairobi.
He said bean pie.
We can get some puff pastry, do some bean pie puffs.
Anyway, for sure. Good to see you in the place, brother Siddiqui. Good to see you, Black.
Yes. Am I gonna make bean pies?
Yeah, see, they know. Everybody knows.
Well, you better tell them about my bean pies. Do you want me to make your subscribers my bean pies?
Make it for
Be
me,
honest.
and then we can show.
Do you
the
remember
tape.
my pies? I can make anything
Hey,
except for a bean pie.
so one of the things
Don't
that
know
I
how.
learned, right, married to a wonderful chef,
Chef, not a baker chef.
right? That's one of the things that I learned. I learned that
It's a
there's
big difference.
There's a big difference, in chefing and baking.
Mm-mm. The
So
bean pie, the bean
missed
pie
on the
is so
baked.
unique. It's annoying. Like you gotta let the butter be soft. The eggs gotta be room temperature. And I'm like, what? Then you gotta do it a certain way, and then my sugar never rises to the top. It's always I'm always getting some kind of bean in my mouth. But
But I tell you this though,
what?
whoever,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe we should. Well, I'm sorry, we can't because we got to get the navy bean here.
Oh God, we're not gonna
No,
talk about this
I know we're
bean.
not. We're going to dead it after this. We got to get the navy bean here because it
It might even be here. We don't know. We
might.
haven't even looked in Nairobi.
It might. It
And
might.
they have so
It's
many
the best
farms.
bean you can actually
Yeah.
eat. It has the most nutritional value. It has every essential vitamin that you could, if there was a nuclear blast or war, it would survive it. Right? It is. I'm not literally. I'm not exaggerating. It is the bean to eat. Anyway, if the beans were here,
David said the way you was laughing about my bacon.
anyway,
I could do a good pound cake
she can. She can. Anyway, we're gonna get the bean pie
and a
popping in
cheesecake.
in
That's about
Africa
it.
somehow, some way, shape, or form. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but if or when it happens, I'm telling you, it's gonna just change the whole baking scene. I'm done. All right, here we go.
All right, so let's get into the meat of tonight's topic.
can't
Well,
see that.
actually, yeah, that was all we did. We really didn't do much.
We
I've
met,
been working
no, but
on what?
we met with another good brother. Yeah, we met with the brother and
Another subscriber
yeah,
from the
another
channel.
subscriber, and he was showing his appreciation,
Mm-hmm.
and we were grateful and still are grateful for him
Mm-hmm.
and for the appreciation he expressed
Oh
to
yeah,
us.
he took us to dinner. Oh, we had a nice,
Yeah.
generous week.
Yeah, so it was nice.
Y'all been
man.
feeding us. Thank you. Y'all see how round my face getting? Kenya has food, y'all. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You don't hurt for nothing here. So yeah, and I've been working on our clients' homestead. They will be here Thursday. I thought it was Wednesday. I'm so glad it's not. It's Thursday. We're almost done. We're going to record it so you can see. I'm hoping it'll be like, oh my
Oh
God.
man, wait a minute.
What
I'm
happened?
sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish, sweetie. But
You can email me the recipe.
No,
I have
no,
it.
no.
I have the original
No.
recipe. I have the Chicago recipe. I got so
But
many
this is
recipes that
Sister
don't work
Lana,
for
though.
me.
Sister Regional says this recipe she got Sister Lana. This is the bean pie. The brief history. The bean pie was originated by the Nation of Islam, right? Hands down, no doubt about it, right? So
How we get back on this bean pie?
because I
y'all?
saw Sister Regional, she mentioned it, and she got the recipe from Sister Lana, who was the direct chef
Who probably
to
has
the
the
most
original
honorable Elijah
recipe? I have
Muhammad.
the original recipe. I
Okay,
just can't
well,
make
let's
it.
get Sister Lana's.
Okay, you don't have to hurt my feelings. I just can't make it.
No,
I've
gonna get
created the bean pie cheesecake because of my failure with the bean pie.
Anyway, I'm sorry. We're gonna go back.
I
Go
was
ahead.
selling the thing like $40, and they were buying it. They were loving it
Hey,
because the
wherever
bean pie can stay creamy in my cheesecake. But the
wherever
bean
you are
pie-
in the United States, you see your brother out there with the bean pie. Go ahead and get it. Go ahead and make sure you support. Get your local bean pie.
they could probably bring the small ones over,
I don't know.
but that big one,
Listen,
the big one's isn't gonna go through
If
customs.
anybody comes with a fresh bean pie that's visiting,
Ain't gonna be fresh. It takes 2 days to get here.
I know, but I'm just saying, if by just some type of divine miracle, if somebody I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna be like friends forever.
You gonna be a
We're gonna be,
BFF?
I mean, like just forever. All right, I'm done. I'm really done with the pies and the beans.
And can I talk about finishing up this
Please,
place for my
please,
client?
please.
Now I've been going through some obstacles. We have a contractor doing the furniture whose child died. And you would think, okay, that's all right. He'll just let the rest of the people finish the work up. The whole shop closes up. This is Africa. Just the whole shop closed up. And I'm on deadline. So now I'm stressing. I'm like, Lord, if you could just let me get through this one successfully. I'm so grateful that they're an amazing clients that's coming, understanding. They're like, whatever, Hakuna Matata. If I got a bed, I'm happy. But I'm trying to make some magic happen before they get here. Then we're going to record everything so you guys can see the final product. Again, what this is, it's a starter. So when people come, they could come to their own home. It's already it's started, it's comfortable, and all you got to do is put your finished touches, your fine tuning, whatever beautification you want to do. You have that, but you don't have to stress. You can relax, take some time, fill it out. That's the whole point of it. Stop.
She's fully both hands on the plow.
Yeah, we were at Petrol City on Links Road.
Somebody saw us?
Yeah. We were there. They got a nice Chinese restaurant there, Lee's.
Lee's. I wasn't there.
So we were right there. Them pies on Sunny Knife and Stone. Yeah, those are the only bean pies I really like.
7 Knife and Stony, of course.
Yeah, custard bean pies. We're not gonna talk about this bean pies again. Regional Sky Girl said she laughing at my face. He's gonna talk about bean pie the whole night, y'all.
No, I'm not.
James said, good morning. One day love the bean pies the brothers sell.
Awesome.
Carlos, hi RT, loves from upstate New York.
Brother Carlos, peace to you, brother.
Echo Bella, hello.
Greetings to you. So, I wanna say, I don't know, last week, I'm gonna be honest with you all, right? I was telling my wife, it's like I don't really remember exactly what I had said. I know what I said, but I think that I was really, really moved by the spirit. I'll put it that way. And it seemed to have resonated with quite a few brothers. And I'm grateful. Yeah. I'm really thankful. Brothers that reached out.
Yeah, I did a circle around your brother right here.
I mean, that did me really good, and I'm really appreciative.
He needed that.
I needed it and still need it, and I'm grateful, that I know that there are, good, solid, not that I had any doubts, but there's some good, solid brothers that are out there.
Cheering you on, come on, keep going.
Right. But not just me though, or for me, but it resonated from what I was kind of, tuning into and hearing, is that the struggles of the Black man, even though not even in America, even here, right? There's at times there's still a bit of loneliness in a sense, because we're still misunderstood. I'm not going to go into it, right? So when you can identify with another brother, it puts me in the mind of this. We would do road travels, and we would go through these towns, and some towns that look a bit sketchy, you might make a little stop. It's like, all I need to see is one Black person. That's all I need to see.
We be like,
and then you can kind of, okay, all right, we good.
Especially the gas stations. Gas stations, we like, okay, listen, we be doing our little plans. This is in the States, of course. We're doing our plans like, okay. Especially going through Georgia or trying to go up to Chicago, you're going through the Tennessee mountains.
Man, come on. So when we see, my point being is that even here, seeing another Black man and or woman, that's kind of the same. It's that, okay.
From the States, yeah, we'd be excited.
There's a level, because there's a relatability there.
Look how he walked. Pointing at
he got a little dip. He's from somewhere in the States. So that's just my little piece there. So, all right. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So,
because y'all been texting mean stuff on our thing about this topic.
Listen, so I put in the description before it even happened, because I knew it was going to happen, which is I told you so's, right? I knew it was going to come, and it happened. It did come. My Kenyan family was like, see, I told you. Even before I mean, this was hours before we went live. The brother was like, okay, I remember when you said such and such about,
Yeah.
and so it's okay though. It's okay. It's okay. So let's get into it. This is how we're going to get into it. All right. All right. We're going to get into it just like this. And this is going to set the tone. For those who know and understand and catch it, they'll catch it. All right. Here we go. All right. There it is. We call it the fake out. It's
I was
the
slow. I was like, what? I
the
don't know what
fake
this
out,
means.
right? We were expecting one particular thing, but then like Magic Johnson, he do that look away, and it's going over here. You think it's going over here, but it's actually going going over there. What happened?
They said there was no sound on the video.
Okay, I messed up on that. I mean, but it really wasn't no sound but music. But it's all
Oh, okay,
good. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well, the whole point was, okay, let me tell y'all how we came aware of the crap. I'm gonna just call it the crap. He told me to be politically correct, but it's the crap. So our family that's coming over, typically, if we were still doing the visas the regular way, it'd have been $50 for the husband, $50 for the wife. Children under 16 have always been free. So he texted me the other day and he said, okay, I'm done with my ETA. I paid 200 and something dollars. And I was like, what? Now with the ETA, every single person that's coming, child, baby, grandma, no matter, is paying $34 per person.
Mm.
So if you have a big family, all your children, and the great thing that I would tell people about Kenya is like, oh, your children 16 and under, don't even worry about it. They don't pay for the visas, it's blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, now you pay. Now you pay more. Now, all the countries that were, even in Africa, all the countries in Africa that typically will come over to Kenya for free.
The East African.
Wait, I didn't get to that
Oh,
part
okay,
yet. This is
okay.
the other countries that have treaties with Kenya and they can go back and forth. No, baby, $30 for you as well, $34 for you as well. And right now, the EAC, they can still use their EAC card, but in about 6 months, it's up for discussion. So yes, David B, you told us there would be a $30 processing
You
fee.
told us.
Okay, I can understand if it was per family, because when you submit your information, especially if it's a husband and wife, the husband submitting, they go document all the family members that's coming with them, do the security check on the whole family. No, per person.
Mm.
So it was recorded that in the first week of launching the ETA, Kenya made over $1 million off of this ETA.
Mm.
So it leaves a taste in your mouth like, okay, wait a minute. Were you doing this to make Kenya feel like, okay, come on over. We want you to come and explore our country, free travel. We want you to come. You know, we left the jargon, the language of all the people in the diaspora that's been sent out of here on the boats and through. He stopped talking that way. Then he said everyone in humankind can come, but now every single person, $30 plus $4 some other stuff, $34 total, which isn't much, you know, for the diaspora. We don't. I mean, people that's traveling, $34 is nothing. They're not thinking about that. But it's the slap in the face, like, ew. Soon as you sound like a president that recognizes who we are and how we got there and where we come from, you change up real quick. Like you again. Where are we? Why isn't nobody, nowhere, no country?
It's not gonna happen.
Obviously.
It's not gonna happen. But I'm good with it because I'm becoming more clear, right, on a lot of different things and
And it's sad.
coming to a particular understanding of just of things as it relates to we as Black Americans and it's going to be a process. It's going to be a process. It's not going to be an overnight ordeal that we would have the type of exchange and relationship. But first, it has to do with the proper identification on both parts, because there are those of us back in America who have a little frown when it comes to Africa, but a lot of that has to do with what we mentioned many times before,
Right.
the miseducation. And I think it's the same, more of the uneducation on these soils because they don't necessarily educate as much about us as Black people in America. But in America, it's more of a miseducation. So I think it's going to take time. It's going to have to be a process. And a comment made by one of the viewers on another actual live, I think it was last week, I believe, is it last week or the week before. And the mention was that, just paraphrasing, having a strong enough lobby, if you will, to be able to impress upon these governments of African countries to be able to actually identify us and identify with us to understand what our moaning and our groaning is. I'll put it like that, right? And we I don't- we really don't have a strong enough lobby. We don't. We don't have an advocate on the American soils, let alone, an organizing body of us on African soil that we can come in force, not in positive force, in force so they can see, okay, they have offered and provided and given benefit to the country. So when you think about, say, the Indians, we went to Nairobi, they got a whole section,
Chinese too.
Chinese, but I zero in on the Indians because their, I would say, contribution. I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to get deep into it, intent and all that stuff there, but for the duration of time, afforded them to become an official 45th tribe. But that is the level of impact that they've had in benefiting the country and the Kenyan people, so forth and so on. So, we have to really, as a people, begin to really look inward and look at, what is it that because we know we have much to offer. We have so much to offer, but we're not organized as a body to create such a force to have the right impact to
But
be identified is my thinking, and it's what I'm coming to.
but Natasha makes a good point. She says, "I wonder how South Africa created the 90-day free visa for U.S. travelers, and it's all over. There's many different countries. Even Rwanda might be, even Rwanda might be the completely free for 90. Well, it's 30 days, but why? It almost feels like a Ghana type of situation." When I'm reading, oh, they made $1 million US in 1 week off of the ETA, where if it wasn't that way before, was it a financial ploy? Like, was it something we figured it out? Oh, we'll make more money. We reduce the price and charge everyone else, charge everybody. No longer will we have. And the thing is, he talks about free trade in Africa, no borders. However, anybody that comes in from any other country now, if it's free trade and no borders, why are they paying the ETA? ETAs don't have to cost. Everything's done electronically. The passport alone would tell you if there's any codes on them, any you know, I've seen people get taken about to get on the airplane, and the TSA came right up and was like, "You got a warrant in Texas. You need to come on."
Ooh,
That was crazy.
that was a frightening thing. I was like,
Man,
oh, snap.
that was crazy.
So
Off
wait
of
a
your
minute.
passport, they see everything. So why does it cost an ETA something that your passport can tell you? And when you book your ticket, you put in your passport number in there, right? On the airplane. You already know who's coming before we get here. You already know. And then if we're at the airport, again, we're swiping passports all day. You can't even get, especially in Kenya. Kenya, I've never had so much security in one airport in my life. You'll go through a security check, boom, take 5 steps
You're
and
going
just
through
go this
another.
way, a whole nother one. I'm talking about lift your suitcase up and put it on this belt now. And then you go through that, get to the part right before here's another security check. Like you swiping that passport all day. So where and why do you have to pay a processing fee for electronic database and charge every person in the family now? I'm just asking. Those are those make you say, type of questions.
I mean, you know, I know Sister Tasha's comment and others, and I mean, I agree. I mean, I don't know how and why it is necessary to, you know, put the cost factor onto it, um,
I
because
agree, hot sauce.
as mentioned, you know, the information, the documentation is there. You know, it will show, you know, who and what you are, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems as though it does more, it's more divisive in a sense, especially if now you've had, once upon a time, had these countries who were coming through for free, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now it's flip the script, you know, and you know, I don't really know. But again, not the money. It's not the money.
It's not the
It's
money.
not the money.
And I think the part that we for me, I don't mind speaking with people in power. I really don't. And just to get them to understand our plight, is that the word?
Yes, yes, that's it.
Our plight.
The plight.
Like the president said it. Come back home. So how do you charge people to come back home? Like you go into your mama house and she stops you at the door, baby, give me $30 so I can make sure you weren't out there doing nothing crazy. What? It's kind of insulting. It is. But
I'm a,
Kenya is still an amazing place. It's just insulting when we're feeling like finally somewhere is advocating for us. Somewhere people want us. They see our value. They want us to come and put our energy in and help to cultivate and to whatever else. I mean, Kenya is already amazing. So either we're going to be an asset or not. You can't help but be an asset when you come here because it's a foreign place. So no matter what, you're going to have to get assistance. You're going to have to take care of some things that's going to only benefit the economy here. But you don't really want us to come home. That's what it feel like.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, or the conditions. Again, it goes into, the identification. How are we identified? If I'm looked at merely as an American, right? And if the understanding, and I'm speaking generally, very broadly, not even just Kenya. We lived in Rwanda. It's across the board. I'm hearing stories of people in Ghana. Same thing. If we're looked at as solely as American, right? And the understanding of what American is from the outer perspective is that Americans have money and that America is the land of milk and honey and that it's nothing but wealth and that we're here because we're from America, we're American and we have money. That's not fair.
I wonder if they knew that the honey wasn't real and the milk had lactose and a whole bunch of other additives in there.
Only good based on
It's
your
like
local
10%
geographical
honey.
location.
So you know what it is? It's sad because when you meet someone, a local or anybody or whatever, you want them to see you. You know what I mean? Look, see me, not see where I come from. Because when you see where I come from, like you said, you think, oh, she must got money. She over here. But you never think, oh, wow, why she over here? I wonder what's going on over there that would make her want to come here. I wonder what she's been through. Is she running from something? Is she trying to leave something? Or those thoughts don't exist. It's, I had the lady that does my hair when we first started communicating. She said, "Oh, you gonna be my rich auntie."
All right.
Yeah, that didn't end well.
That
for
ain't
her.
right on two accounts.
That didn't end well for her. And I was like, sister, I'm hungry, just like you are. Just because I'm over here don't mean I got a dime. And your rich auntie, I mean, her eyes lit up. It's in my text. She had a little dancing figure. You're gonna be my rich auntie.
Brother David, okay. Wait, I'm gonna put yours up in a minute. But since it's not hard to see jumping through, if you see an American, we are traveling so far, which means you have the funds. Okay. I mean,
that might have been the whole life savings.
Right. Which in our case, it kind of was. We emptied out.
From Rhonda to here.
But even still, even still, it's not a proper identification. And we're coming on the love and we're coming on the reconnection tip, rejoining and reconnecting with the origins based on our understanding and our knowledge base of where we come from. And you kind of miss the opportunity because I see you, but you don't see me. So if you don't see me, you can't really hear me. And so now, because you don't see me and hear me, then I'm kind of shutting down. So now I can't see you or hear you. So there's no connection. There's no exchange.
So I was talking to, this was in Rwanda, I was talking to auntie, the other auntie.
The original auntie.
When we first came, and we were sharing stories, and I was trying to, share the common ground. And she was like, the locals here are very poor, and she was telling me about her childhood. And I said, did you ever miss a meal? She said, oh, no. And I said, that's crazy because we were taught all this time that people in Africa was starving. But me, I remember missing a lot of meals, making sure my daughter ate, but I couldn't eat. Or I'll be at work in the break room looking for crackers that people would leave so that I could try to get full on crackers and coffee because I didn't have enough money. And I've always had good jobs, but I didn't have enough money to come home and have food for me, just enough for my daughter to eat. And she bust out crying. And I'm like, why are you crying? Why are you crying? She couldn't believe it. And I said, oh, girl, please. That's a small tidbit of my story. I grew up eating peanut butter on a spoon because we have no bread, or mayonnaise on bread with some pepper and salt because we had nothing else to eat. And I didn't even realize that we were poor like that. I just figured this is how people live. I still had a great life. But if you knew my story, you definitely wouldn't be looking at me like no rich auntie, because baby, ain't that how they say it, baby? I'm trying my southern accent. I was talking to someone with the Gullah Geechee sound, but they told me I never got the peach.
You gotta be marinated in
Bye
that.
bye. How you
gotta
do
be
it?
marinated in that. If not, it's not gonna work. So, Brother David, I really appreciate that vote of confidence. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you. My spirit is there. My spirit is there. Because that's really just my makeup. You understand. It's just my makeup. So my spirit is there to not, as you say, and I know you don't mean it this way, not in a negative sense, but in a positive manner, because you know, we are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, right? And we perish because we don't have the right vision. And another comment, that was, and I get it, I understand. You're living day to day. You're trying to make ends meet. We know that story. It ain't really much different. We understand that, even in the States. And this is my point. My point is that there's not much difference between we as Black Americans than Africans, because your story is also our story.
It's just in a different place.
Your colonizer was our oppressor.
Same daddy.
Same. So it's just a different mode, a different, geographical location. So when we fail to see one another, if this is Islam, as we're taught, if I have a bowl of soup, half of that soup belongs to my brother.
Bean soup, to be exact.
Bean soup, to be exact, right? Because we're brothers. I can't have and you not have. You can't have and not have, then we're not brothers. So I can't have the bowl of soup and look at you and see you and not offer that half a bowl of soup. And you can't look at me and see me with the soup and say, okay, brother, when you gonna give me my half? No, we have to see each other. We have to identify with each other. I understand for Black people, because we've lived in a society where color was an issue. We didn't make it that. It was put upon us. And I know in Africa, it's not so much of a color, it's more cultural. But we are without our culture, and we were denied our culture, and we were made to focus on the beauty of our Blackness because they told us we were not that. We were not beautiful, and so forth and so on. And so we, of course, have to understand the culture because we are without it. But you have to see me to know that that I need it, that you can give it to me. And you have to know also that, yes, you're a Black person. Your culture is what it is, but you're Black. You go to above the sub-Sahara other countries, they remind you, yeah, we're still on the same continent, but you're a Black African. And they don't even identify themselves as being African in the same sense. So we same. We have to see each other. If we don't see each other, even in our condition, my condition may seem to be a little better, but as long as I don't try to place myself as better than you, if I'm coming down on your level to bring you up, that we can come up together, we have to see each other first.
And so we had an idea that when we get to Nairobi, to do like a networking event where we're bringing the expats or the diaspora that's over there, and probably you guys, the Kingdom followers that we have here, and come together and have, we want to do a nice networking, but we also want to do like a roundtable discussion, sort of like what Kia did, but more on an informal, more of a personal level, where we're actually meeting and sharing, just sharing with each other, connecting with each other, hopefully meeting people that have the power of change, because that's our direction. Not necessarily just because we're trying to change anything. We're trying to make it so that if we ever left Kenya, the next diasporas that come will come into a place that wants them, that wants to receive them, that is welcoming them home. And so in order to do that, we understand we have to meet up with some people that can make things happen. But one of the comments were that we're meeting people that make $3 a day. No, we're meeting both. We're meeting some pretty well-to-do people that got stuff and major things going on in their lives, and they got money. Their children are well kept. We're meeting people that also make $3 a day, and they're extremely happy, and they got children, and they're well kept as well. So we're meeting. I think we're getting well-rounded approaches. Yeah, like we don't keep ourselves away from anyone, but we are wanting to this go around here. We wanted to make a difference for our people.
You can't. So if okay, and maybe it's not fair for me to make this particular example. I'll just put it this way, just the old saying: if you feed a man for a day, you feed him for a day. But if you teach, well, how does it go? If you feed him a piece of fish, you feed him for the day. But if you teach him how to fish, you feed him
for a
for a lifetime. So at what point, right? If I see you, and if I see enough of you, meaning Americans, black, white, indifferent, and I think that you have money, and I think that you're living a lavish life, at what point do you say, okay, how did you acquire this level of wealth? What wisdom can you impart upon me that I can get myself out of this particular condition? I wonder, and I don't know if that's fair, but that doesn't just apply to Africans. That applies to even in America. It's the same thing. My wife and I were just having a conversation yesterday, similar, and as it relates to our teachings and our structure, right? And we oftentimes go among our people all the time. We go among our people, but there are those among them who are like literally homeless. Like ain't no home. I ain't really seen too many homelessness to the degree that you see in America, like living under bridges, living in tents in secluded areas, like families I'm talking about. And it'll really turn your stomach. It'll really make you cry, drop to your knees and cry. This is America now.
Yeah.
This is America. And this is not just one place. This is throughout the entire country of America, where you have families, you have people who have fought, who have enlisted in the military to fight for the country, and who have not gotten after now not being a part of the military, veterans who can't get decent housing, who can't even get proper funding or income, and they are living literally. I've seen it. We've fed them. We've talked with them. We've walked with them, who are living under bridges. This is the America that people are not being shown and talked about, right? So it applies all the same that when we call for a brother that we see on the street, say, listen, of course, we want to help you in your current immediate need, but you can't stay in this situation. But you can't stay in it because it's something that's lacking possibly here and here. Let me give you something that will help you here and here, that you can get a proper self-awareness, that you can see a greatness in yourself, that they can cultivate you into something that you can get yourself out of the condition or the situation that you are in. And so we identify with the situation, but you can't stay in a situation. You have to come out of it. And if there is something or someone or some means by which, this is what we're saying, that as Black people from America, sharing a similar story, but yet having a different type of benefit, is not just monetarily, that we can offer and we can give, because we have a genuine love and a genuine concern. It's not for self-interest.
Mm-hmm.
It is genuine that we can come down, if that's the case, so that we can come up together.
And you know, on the speaking on just that homeless situation, It made me remember talking to the Rhonda niece. I showed her a video of us feeding the homeless there, and I think I did a pan of the homeless area. And she was near tears. She said, "What do you mean when you say homeless?" And I'm like, "They live on the streets in these tents under the cars and these boxes." And she's like, "Why?" And I said, "Y'all don't have homeless here?" This is when we first came to Rhonda. I didn't know. She said, "No. If you don't have a home, you live with your family. You move in with your family." Like that whole concept of you 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 be together, you live with your family. We didn't get that at home. I remember being in the States, we're seeing that the Mexicans have 20 people in one car, and the Chinese people, they be generations living in one house. And we would be like, shoot, I can't do that. But look how much financially better and far off they are than we are. And it's the same concept. If we can learn to welcome our people back home and we're together and we're working together, man, Africa, the whole continent, will be a major, powerful force for the rest of the world.
Mm.
Because most of us that are coming over have a high level of education compared to compared to education systems here. So they have a high level of education. They might have degrees and professions, and many have many businesses
Or just flat out
experiences. A lot of coming from the security backgrounds, military training. Like we've had to fight for everything. You get Black Americans over here, we are born to fight for rights. We're born to fight for anything you want. You have to fight for it. But it's put in our head, baby. You got to go get it. You have to go get it. You can't sit around waiting for someone to feed you. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's just like it's like you're waiting for a spook to come to the door and bring you food. And most of us have that in us. And so if we do come over, again, they have an entrepreneur spirit. They're going to build, they're going to create some things, they're going to establish employment. We're going to bring up the quality of life wherever we go. But why not welcome us though? Why not give us an incentive to say that's the country right there? That's the country right there. If it wasn't for YouTubers, we wouldn't even had thought about Africa. Period.
I mean, it'd have been a thought.
I never had a thought. I'm looking in the Spanish-speaking countries.
Yeah,
Dominican Republic.
I looked at Africa. I looked at Ghana. I said, they got the right to abode. Let's check them out. We can get this dual citizenship. All right, let's check them out. But that was a miss. But we kept on the search because, we figure with what we had been advantaged with in our wanting to expand so that we can express what we have been advantaged with, having lived in America. Africa was what better place? What better place than Africa, right? And so
Joe said the current government has impoverished Kenyans. Everything went down south the day they took over. I don't know, but that's sad.
It is.
Because in the US, you have to be, you used to have requirements to be in not anymore. You could be an entertainer and become a president, obviously.
I just wonder though.
As long as you're rich.
I wonder like, so, and forgive my ignorance, because of course we're guests. We're not sure of, we don't know. And maybe we should do more due diligence in understanding the governmental structure, and how the governing of the society is. The only lesson we got was one of our Kenyan drivers in Nairobi. He said the Constitution of Kenya is the same as the Constitution of America. And he said, what I mean is whatever America's going to do, Kenya's going to do. This is what he said.
He did say that. And I was like,
he said, if America's going to do this, Kenya's going to do this. I'm like, wow. I don't know. I don't know how valid, how true that is. If that's just him saying that. He wasn't like no militant dude. He was just really jovial, and this is what he said. But my point is that, just using an example of, I use the Black Panther Party, right? The Black Panther. See, most people, you know, when they think about the Black Panther Party, they think about the more militant side of it, which is important. But for the Black Panther Party, they did so much for the community. They fed, they took it upon themselves to organize. This is why I'm saying having an organized body. They organized and they understood that we have to take control over our community with whatever we have. It may not be comparable to what everyone else has, but we have something. So whatever we have, we're pooling our resources. Of course, the template that they use with the Nation of Islam, of course, and by Malcolm X and his efforts with the Nation of Islam. That's the primary influence. Nonetheless, they used what they had. So they saw and they knew that there were many children going to school within the communities that were going to school hungry. They did not have food prior and breakfast prior to them going to school. So they said, this is what we will do. We will establish a breakfast program that before that child goes off to school, you come, you bring your children, and we will feed you breakfast. They can at least have a good solid breakfast. It was so successful, it put the American government to shame. And the American government stole the idea and began to implement that very same program in the school systems. But my point is, you take control of your own community. Don't wait. You do what you have to do for yourself with what you have. And if it's successful, and it will be, then it will put the pressure. It will apply the pressure where the pressure needs to be applied. But if we continue to wait, as my wife said, for it may never come. It may not happen. So I often wonder, where are the grassroots movements? And I'm not talking about any.
Well, not here because they got it here.
Okay, so
Kenyans be they
right, but
everything.
But when I say grassroots, what I'm saying is with program addressing these issues and these matters, organizing. I understand it putting pressure from their perspective, their disagreements of how policy and governance is, but people are hungry, right? So where is the it could be there, I just don't know of it. But my point is that you got to drop your buckets where you are. You got to drop them right where you are, and then whatever means that you have, then work with it and then build from it.
So
I know I probably went all the way to the left.
Yeah, I forgot what we're talking about.
Well, all the way to
I'm
the
assuming
left.
they do, but they're still talking about the visa issue.
So the visa, it all ties in. It all ties in. It all ties in because our concern and our issue with the visa issue is not the money. It has nothing to do with the money. It's about the hope of being identified as being, one and the same, based on the verbiage that was put out, that we were recognized, and that through that recognition, come on home.
We disappeared. We got recognized and then we disappeared. So we got Tony Africa on right now. We got Colin on coming from Rwanda on right now. They were talking about the cost of average living in the U.S. And I told them I was going to be able to use this today. They're saying the average one-bedroom house or apartment in the U.S. is $1,500, which is highway robbery when you're not making enough to cover that. And in the U.S., they don't just let you move in because you got the money. Here in Africa, you pay your 2-3 months up front, boom. There's no checks. There's no kind of Social Security checks and make sure they don't do none of that stuff. You got the money, you go in. In the States, you need to make 2.5 times the rent. They doing credit checks. They doing criminal background checks.
Mm-hmm.
They want to know your mama name, your daddy name. And then on top of that, if you don't make 2.5 times the rent, if your rent $1,500, that means the average person is making what, almost $4,000 a month? No, that ain't true. That is not true. So you're going to live in the slums, in the projects.
Well,
if that's the average rent for a 1 bedroom. Like
no,
Sandra said, that's how much it costs to live in the projects in Chicago.
but brother,
But
go ahead, finish.
so he said in New York City, where I'm from, is 25. Depending on what city or state you in, that price would change. But what I did today, I looked up just the cost of eggs in Georgia for a dozen, 12 eggs. It's like $5.79. And this morning I did a delivery. I got a dozen eggs, a liter of orange juice, a gallon of water, 3 bottles of water, and a package of chicken sausages. It came up to $7.90. Mind you, in Georgia, 1 dozen of eggs was almost $6. So people asking, why would you move to Africa, baby? Because I spent $7 for a whole entire breakfast to feed the family, compared to $6 for 12 eggs. And why is eggs costing so much? The chickens they letting out gold.
But but his brother, good brothers, uh, he's living in in Nairobi,
Mhm.
and if I'm not mistaken, he's like 200 a month. It's a newly, I think,
He
newly,
did say that.
and he's happy. He's
He said he
happy.
go
He
for
said it
walks every
right.
day and $200 a month, and he can walk to any local store, crime free. Even the apartments that we've been looking at, 3 bedrooms, I'm talking about under 600, looking at views of the amazing city. Or even here in Kenya, in Mombasa, yeah, just maybe like 620 right here on the ocean front. Like what? No, not ocean front, on the marina, which is you could watch the ships go by and the boats and the cruise ships, all kinds of beautifulness. So we're not saying Kenya's bad, don't come to Kenya. Kenya has so many amazing things to offer. It's so amazing to be here. We're just saying, you said, come home. We want you to come. Welcome. This was specific to the Black diaspora. This first time we showed it here. So y'all know we showed the proof. I tried to look it up the other day and it's not even out there no more. And I'm like, oh, did they pull that video? Man.
Maybe.
So the diaspora heard the call. They were sending us emails, yo, we coming. Matter of fact, the brother, I think, they decided that Kenya was the place because they were looking at Gambia, they was looking at Rwanda at one point, and somewhere else.
Probably somewhere out west.
Yeah,
Well, Gambia's out west, but they were probably
somewhere else. And then when we showed that video, he said, that's where, right there. And then they started the research. And that's how they chose Kenya, off of your words. Off of your words. So yeah, all those other issues, we ain't really into all their politics. We ain't even into the politics at home like that. Because we already know, like, if you want something, if you whatever you want for the people, we're going to have to make it happen. You can't rest and wait for the politicians to do it. You can't, because 90-something% of the time they're in it for the money. You very rarely hear political force really talking about for my people. Rwanda's president used to say it. For my people, for the Rwandans, this is our land. This is our. He really came across as the man for the people, and that was refreshing to hear and see, because we've seen a lot of the results of that. But that's what we sad about today, y'all. But Brother Muhammad's point, remember what happened to the Black Panther Party despite all the wonderful programs that was initiated.
well,
Yeah.
like most, organizations. I mean, the history is there. Most organizations that were geared specifically for the advancement of Black people, there was, of course, agent provocateurs, that was infiltrated, to help stabilize it and completely destroy it. And so, of course, you know, you can't really, well, I won't go there, but you have all of the black or Marcus Garvey, you know what I'm saying, the UNIA movement, they had the fact it was the Marcus Garvey's movement was so powerful and so strong that they had to say, look, we got to get inside. We got to get inside, but the only way we can get inside is we got to have someone that looks like them to get in there. So from his movement, they created, I guess you could say, and sent their very first FBI agent, black, to help destabilize it. So it's always so with the Black Panther Party, they had to do something. They had to introduce drugs. They had to introduce all kind of other things. I remember, I'm gonna get up off of it. I remember as an FOI out on the corner on the block with the Final Call newspaper, and I remember a sister coming to me, and she was grateful for my presence, but she was in tears because she was a part of the Black Panther Party, and she ran the list, and she said, but they broke it. She said, we had a good thing going on. We had it. And she broke down, and she broke down and she cried because it was no more, because of the efforts of the powers that be to help to stabilize. So we just got to be watchful, man.
All right, so Malafi said the diaspora is not us, though. We are considered sixth region. Okay, I can understand that.
What's that?
I can understand that, but he specifically said those that were sent off on ships to unknown places. Then he named the United States, the Caribbean islands, the UK. So those aren't Africans, regular Africans that are out there that are considered diaspora. He's talking to those of us that was in the transatlantic slave trade. He was speaking specifically, but you notice later on that changed to everybody. And that video is the one I'm talking about that I can't seem to pull up anymore when he was named. And then all of a sudden you start seeing the US over here a lot more too. We started seeing names that we can't mention or they're going to flag our channel coming in and out, and see him walking with the old man in the US. And we're like, okay, somebody done got him on the hush hush now. Because he ain't talking to us no more. He's talking to everybody. Politically correct stuff. So, okay, we're going to talk about that. I'm in Cape Town. Paul Kagame has to talk about his people do the Rwandas. Okay. Families in the U.S. spending $1,200 a month in groceries. Yeah, we were one of them. $200 to $300 a week. Doing Garvey. He said, yeah, I'm paying $200 for a 3-bedroom apartment with a bathroom. In the States, he was paying $1,800 for a 2-bedroom. As soon as my final transition, that's $1,800 saved, pretty much. Whoa.
Brother Carlos. Man, my brother.
We both almost fell out the chair. I'll get that for the grocery.
Oh, thank you so very much for that love offering, good brother. We are grateful and we appreciate it very, very much. Very humbly, very humbly. We are grateful. I'm glad you are enjoying the topic. And yeah, I'm in the discussion. I'm very happy to hear that. And I guess we want to just, we love, man. We love, our African family. And we just want to be one. We want to be one as a people. And this is why we're so passionate, for, about us becoming together. My wife is distraught about something. She had to step out the door. She's distraught about something. Okay, all right. Well, she's coming back. Anyway, so one of the things that stood out for me about the recent, right up upon the announcing of the no visa, or the free visa, I should say, and it's transferring into what it is, and he said it once before as well. He mentioned Kenya being a place where humankind originated, and very true in a sense. In a sense, I would say, in a sense, based on the unchallenged, I would say, historical finds from archaeologist Louis Leakey and his wife Mary Leakey in their discovery of what they would consider the oldest, only because no one can find anything older, I guess, right? And finding, well, I think it was 1948. They found these bones, these fossils that seem to have where human and ape common ancestry, and it is determined from that this is where I think it was somewhere in what is it, something, Rosinga Island. I may be saying that wrong, which is, I guess, in Lake Victoria on this parts. But anyway, in 25 million years, right? These findings is stating that these was findings of individuals that have been here for 25 million years ago, and right here in Kenya. And then, of course, more findings in, I think, 1962. And then I think in 1959, but that was more in Tanzania, of findings for 14 million years. So it seems to be the oldest recording of.
They're saying Turkana.
Turkana. Okay. And so now I can go with that. And if I do go with that, you have to understand that as Black, we are the original people, right? So these findings, as you would refer to as humankind, the origin is going to be us, we as, right? And I want to be clear, it wasn't the European. It was no European 25 million years ago. There's no history. There's no recorded history of any European of 25 million years ago. There's no recorded history of any European being in existence even 100,000 years ago, 6,000 years at best, right? So my point is that when we begin to speak in terms of humankind, you have to acknowledge the origin. We are the origin. As Black people, wherever we might be it on the African continent, or even in America, or I don't know, wherever we might be, even among our Native Americans, the original of any of these groups, even the Asian family, we're going to look like you and I in skin tone. And so we should have first dibs. That's my point. That's my point. We should automatically have first dibs and be first recognized in this offering, if there was and it is an offering, in coming back home, because we have a more rightful claim. In fact, truthfully, when you look at it, I'm not going to go deep into it at all, but when you look into it, we have the only claim. We have the only claim as original people of here on this continent. So it's just do the math, man. Let's just do the math. I don't know, man. I know,
Muhammad
man. I'm just passionate about this. Wait, I know I'll probably just be going off on a tangent.
He's off, and I'm sitting here mad, like, I can't make dinner with 2 pieces of chicken. I'm sitting there confused, like, what am I supposed to do now? I can't order 2 pieces of chicken. I'm just like, what is he talking about? Do he not know there's only 2 pieces of chicken?
I didn't know there was only 2 pieces.
Why he bring me a pack of 2 pieces of chicken? That ain't what I ordered. So anyway, the Kenyan's been trying to tell other Africans in the diaspora, our president is taking orders from above, which is why he keeps reneging on everything. Well, my thing was, who's the above? Because if you tell me he can't order from above, I'm like, oh, heavenly, spiritual, he's divinely guided.
Only above, I would say, is God. God
That's what I'm
himself.
thinking. So I'm like,
So I don't know.
Stephen Bryant, I really need to put together a single retired brother's guide to East Africa. Yeah.
Okay.
And I wish you would, because I have so many single sisters on the continent, coming to the continent, that have actually put in an email. And do you know any? Yes, ma'am. They're here. They're here. And what I can say about the brothers that I'm meeting that are single, these brothers are established. They got either retirement, or they sold their business, or they are living very nicely, very nicely. Um, and the EU had real power. They can handle this for us. We can't rely on individual African governments. African solutions for African problems. I think we could, if we had the right, if they had the right mindset, the right spirit, and the real heart for the people. I think we could.
Gotta have the.
He said he changed his mind after meeting with King. Oh, really?
What happened then?
Meeting with the UK person. I don't know if he have any power to stop our videos, but he. Thank you.
I'm missing something.
He changed his mind after meeting with King Charles.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you to Anonymous for your ZELLE donation.
Thank you very much. We greatly appreciate that for sure.
The Boers. It said y'all were all black men. It's
Yeah.
really from below. Yeah, that's the truth. I mean, if you're thinking because you're getting a European influence that you're doing, it's really from below. You're not going to do your people any justice with that.
Yeah. I mean, it's much to say.
The president met
I'm
with the
really,
Kenyan
really
diaspora at KICC.
can't tell, but I'm containing myself. Really containing myself.
Sister Sandra said she's going to do Kenya first, but this visa drama. I mean, it's $30, Mama, and you have to come see us. So don't do that.
Yeah, we love to see you.
You have to come see it.
We're
It's
gonna see you.
$30. So, Kenya, listen, and it's sad because we're making this a big issue, and it is, but the country itself, the people, the opportunities, the aesthetics, the everything, I'm so in love with this country. I am. And this has become, I used to say Zanzibar was my happy place, and it is. But it's happy for vacation. Kenya, and we like y'all keep telling us we've only been to 2 places. We got so much more to explore, and that's one thing that makes this place so exciting. It's so many different elements to this place. I can't wait to get to Nairobi because there's some things I can't wait to just show you guys, to do these videos. We've been scoping and looking at different things that we want to do. I can't wait. I love this place.
Did she tell you she loves this place?
Well,
did she tell you?
I'm telling you, I love Kenya. And all the crazy hiccups that we've been running into, I love Kenya. I do. It and for me, just taking it day by day, is it going to be the day by day? If I could find another place that I love as much as Kenya, oh my God. That's amazing. I don't even know how I would contain myself.
I don't even know if there's a place. It might be. Who knows? But right now, she's in love with Kenya.
I'm in love with Kenya. Listen, I would come in Nairobi. We're staying at this Airbnb. It's okay. It's okay. A lot of times we send, but the relocation service is one of the Airbnbs that we use because we can trust it. We know it's got comfortable accommodations and is right in the central area of everything. Okay, it's not high end, it's not low end. It's okay. It's comfortable. You'll be happy. But you go outside on the patio and you're just looking at this amazing city, and I'm just like, whoa. Never in my wildest dreams as a child growing up, even my grown-up years in Georgia, did I ever imagine that I would, one, be living in Africa, and two, this is what my eyes would be looking at while I'm here. I'm blown away. Blown away. And I felt that way about Rhonda's beauty. And Rhonda was so beautiful. Like every time you just go into certain areas, you will see, man, it's a blessing that my eyes are able to see this. That was a blessing because it's a blessing that my mom was able to see this. I mean, the mountains, the plateaus, rice fields, women that just look like art and they're just carrying these big, beautiful baskets and animals. You got to wait till they can cross the street because the goats was running the place. And like, what am I looking at? I can't even believe it. And the thing is, we have the magic that we can come and actually make that a part of your life.
Hmm.
And you be like, that's not, we think, okay, let me save this money up because I want to move to Atlanta. I want to move to New York. I got to get my bank up. Baby, use that same bank and go move to another country and experience something different and really be comfortable and really be happy. It is a possibility. It's real. It's true. So don't let this little visa issue, this is just some political stuff that annoys me because why you don't want me here? Why you going to cost me? You said this is my home. This is our house. No, it ain't. And you just know that and you put it in your mind, okay, whatever. I got to pay $30 to get in there. But when I get in there, I'm going to figure this thing out because that's where I want to be at. And that's how I feel. But Kenya is amazing.
So it seems like, not even on the comments and even outside of the comments when we dialogue with other individuals, it seems like it's like as far as decisioning,
Mm-hmm.
people are it's
Mm-hmm.
either it's like Kenya versus South Africa, not in a bad way as far as but making decisions. Like we met a sister, I may have said this already, but we met a sister at the call to action. I was talking with her and the sister was like, she had been in and out of Kenya, but she also been in and out of South Africa. She was trying to make a decision. South Africa won for her, and she was doing the due diligence, the process of, get everything switched over. She'll be living in South Africa, but the same energy though, the same energy for those who love Kenya. It's like the same energy for those who have a love for South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And
so we're gonna come. We're coming. We're waiting for Natasha to get there, and we'll be there. We're gonna check it out.
there's a brother I was recently put in contact with by a brother who's in Kenya, who's a good,
Mm-hmm.
we befriended,
Mm-hmm.
and he's getting ready to leave Kenya. He's been in Kenya for a good period of good period of time,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's headed to South Africa, and we've been texting each other back and forth. So he's on his way to South Africa. So it seems like that's the move. That's the lateral move. Kenya, all right, I done did Kenya. Let me go check out South Africa. Let me hang out there or be there, or maybe even vice versa. So we are excited. We're excited to the possibility of being able to go to South Africa and check it out
Mm-hmm.
and see, what it's like.
And we
I like Julius Malema. I know that much.
yeah.
I love him.
And we've been watching videos, see the views in South Africa. I can't wait to see my eyes get to see that. But even still, like, O'Shea, he wants us to come visit him in Uganda. I
Shout
can't
out
wait
to
to do that.
O'Shea, Kinganda.
Yep,
My
definitely
brother.
do that. Someone asked, what do I like best, Tanzania or Kenya?
She didn't really like Tanzania.
No.
She didn't care about Tanzania.
The continent is ours to live and travel. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. So,
this is my part.
but
The sister said it.
oh,
So this is somebody addressed this for me because I wasn't really going to say it, but that's in my somewhere in my brain, in my mind, as I reflect on South Africa. Sister Natasha, you can weigh in on it, but I think about that. And I think I said it to my wife a few days ago. It's like, I mean, if we go to South Africa, is it going to be like going back to the U.S.? I mean, that part-time thing is fresh. It wasn't too long ago. It's more fresher than.
For me, I just kept seeing too many Mazungos. I just don't feel like it.
So this is what my concern is that going to be an issue? Is that going to be a problem? Because it's like, why? If that's the case, then why not just go back to the U.S.?
He said you got to pay $34 to go to South Africa?
Who said that?
Or you mean when we leave and come back? Carlos said he's coming to Kenya in the end of April. We definitely have to meet.
Brother Carlos.
Yes.
For sure, please.
Yes.
We
have to take you to the Nairobi Street Kitchen and we can have salsa night.
Yeah,
On Thursday. We're gonna meet on a Thursday.
you gotta show us how to do that thing.
The borders aren't real. What I've been
So Brother
saying.
James Morrison said the same thing you just said.
What?
Look.
Yeah, that was always my thing. I'm like,
I'm gonna tell you something now. I'm gonna tell you something. Go to City Mall in here in Mombasa. You gonna see.
you just seeing some doggone Santa Claus.
You gonna see a bunch of
God, oh. So when now the crazy thing
It's a
is,
side joke, I'm sorry.
like we in Rhonda, you seen them, but they were like they were just couples every now and then, maybe once every couple days you'll see them. But I was mad, like why? And when we first arrived, we looked outside of our patio, and they were our neighbors right across the street. I was like, what?
So we lived in America for all our lives.
And never.
Never had Caucasian. It's okay. It's good. It's all good. But
Well,
it was
I
just
did. I'm
strange.
from a little white suburb.
I've never had all my neighbors look like me, right? So it just was kind of funny. You come all the way to Africa, and right there,
right outside.
he was a cool dude. He was cool.
But after about a year, I'm like, I want to go to Italy.
Yo, that's crazy. Yo, I'm gonna tell you,
I was missing his cousins. I'm like, listen, I don't care. I just need to see something that I'm used to seeing. So we had to take like mental breaks because you just had to. But here
Italy was cool though. It was nice.
Man,
we like Italy. We're not gonna front.
Yes,
we like Italy.
Yes.
We were there. We had a great time, and it was very. But again, we don't know that we were visiting. We were really just tourists.
Yeah, we were
wasn't
tourists.
the residential.
Because we know the racism exists there for real.
We
for
waiting
real.
for it. We did the bus thing. We did the train thing. We was like, all right, go see how they gonna act.
Mm-hmm.
See,
we had a good time there.
You know, so.
But here, I think I roll my eyes every day. Like, oh my God. I really want to be. Come here, baby. Let me talk to you. Why you doing that? Oh my God. That's what I be wanting to say, but we ain't gonna talk about that again, because the locals kind of got on us. Leave them alone. Yeah, I'm about to get up out of here. I went to Jazzy and Josie.
Is that Jazzy or Josie?
I think that's.
Sister Natasha said she was there.
Where?
She went to Josie. They said Josie is a good vibe. Like what is that? Is that like a town? Is that in with the Josie
and fell in love with Cape Town. That's what you prefer and fits your life. I love oceans, mountains, and city and what. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you got all of that.
So you got both. You got both there. Okay.
To have the ocean and the mountains, so you got Rhonda and Mombasa pushed into one, and the city. Yeah, that's amazing.
Well, you know,
this is where white presence in Joburg.
Johannesburg is in
Josie. Oh, okay. I hear Jayberg or Joburg. I never heard Josie. She already learning the slang. I was down in Josie, you know, and it was really nice. So this no visa thing is a scam. I hope that my 5-year visa from last year will still be good. Yeah, I believe you already have a visa. That's fine, because now it's not considered a visa. It's an ETA. Say the right
That's
word.
a good question, though. I mean, how is that going to work?
Yeah, because that's an actual.
So they honor it until it ends, and then you okay.
Yeah, okay. Because that's just a transit visa. Just you coming in, you actually have a visa, like you could live here with that. That's just a transit, a tourist visa coming in. Okay. So it's a kind of a totally different thing. One you get at the airport, and the other one you had to get online or actually go to the immigration office to be the supreme. Okay. So
Sister Patricia said, by right, East Africa was supposed to be the superpower, but the West kept interfering with the Congo and Kenya, but they can't stop Africa from rising. All right, Sister Patricia.
And we won't be a part of the rise. It's our time as Black people. Not saying us, but it's time for Black people to take their rightful place in this world and on this earth. That's what I'm saying. It's time. And so the excuses gotta stop. Even if you're in the States, like we just make so many excuses and roadblocks for ourselves. It keeps us from
keep rising to the top.
Y'all, I'm so hungry. So now I gotta figure out how to get 2 more pieces of chicken.
So we get pieces of chicken. So on the west side,
I was trying to log off. You
I
still
know you're trying to
talking?
log off, but just real quick, we got to address this real quick. On the west side, we know in Ghana, you know, in the Black Star Square, they were supposed to have some heavy hitters. People traveled, people came out to be able to hear from Julius Malema, beloved sister Dr. Arakana, um, Professor Lumumba, and Kobe, I think it was. And hours before, y'all probably sure y'all saw this, so y'all might be up on this. Hours before it, they canceled it. They can't not when I say they, I mean I guess the governing
Mm-hmm. Did we find out
whatever.
why? I was just
I
trying to
hadn't
research.
heard. Well, we already know. We can really didn't why you know why, but
I don't know
hours
why.
before they canceled it, right? And the turnout looked like it was phenomenal. Great, right? Great turnout of individuals anticipating it. But here's the thing: I just saw today that no worries. They're gonna keep on with that whole momentum. But I'm gonna tell you this brother here who's doing things in Burkina Faso, he's no joke. And it's two things about him that seems to be promising. One, he's fearless. He's fearless. Three things actually. He's fearless. I think it's Ibrahim Traore, if I'm saying that correctly. He's fearless.
Mm-hmm.
He loves his people. He's for the people. This is what it appears. I don't want to go ahead of myself like we did before. But so far, he's not taking any shorts. And this is very key. He's young. He's young. And yes, just the Golden Hearts hit Traore. And he said, listen, we're gonna do that conference that was supposed to take place in Ghana. Come on over to Burkina Faso. We'll make it happen in Burkina Faso. And so I love that. That's beautiful. It's
Mm-hmm.
like he sees the significance
No
and the importance and
obstacles.
no obstacles. We just keep
Mm-mm.
it pushing. Okay, it don't happen here. Okay, okay, we all right. I hear you moaning and you're groaning. Bring it on over here. I got control over here. You can do your thing here. Because it's going to be a benefit. It's going to benefit. But see, the thing is, what's happening is, as we rise, as was said, the thing that's happening is that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said this. He said, all you got to do is put a clean glass next to a dirty glass. You ain't even got to condemn. Just slide that clean glass right up there, and the people are going to choose the clean glass every single time. Every time. So what is not going to take place willingly is going to have to be taking place either by shame or just by you fill in the blanks. And so that's what's happening on the west side. And I think that the fact that, and this is what my question is, even the east side, is that in any place politically is politics is concerned and governance is concerned, where are the youth? Where are the young? I don't know what the legality is or qualifications are in running for political offices and stuff like that. But where are the young? Where are the youth in this governance, in this political system?
Yeah, they always keep the
I
old men
mean,
in power when the
right.
young ones
But
have
where
the
are the young?
ideas.
Where's the youth?
I don't know.
The youth have the spirit. They have the right spirit. They have the freshness. They have the right makeup. This is the generation. You know what I'm saying? And like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, he was like, you got to invest in the youth. You got to look at the youth. This youth of this generation is not like any other generation.
Okay.
Not any other generation. So I just wanted to end my piece on that because, it's something that's got to be done.
All right. So that's our. I'm too hungry to talk anymore. My
She's
energy's
hungry. She
gone.
done left.
I'm
She left
like,
as soon as that two pieces of chicken
in
came.
my whole ear, I'm like, what is he
She left.
talking about?
She left. Don't worry about that. They
What
understand.
they
They
talking
follow
about
me.
over there?
Yeah. So
So I had to come back and look in the comments. What's everybody talking about?
the youth don't have the money. The youth, they got the money. You just got to look at it from a
But we
different
have to
perspective.
invest in the young
Right.
minds. You know,
Right,
you got
right.
you got the youth in these college campuses. Some of them are learning. Well, I don't know. Depends on the country, 'cause some countries kind of dictate what you're allowed to learn in school. But if it's a free learning country, then I'm sure some is into politics. Some in there trying to be lawyers. Like, y'all remember Barack Obama was a lawyer. This wasn't being a president wasn't even the field. He was a activist
He was a
lawyer at
community
that.
activist. He
Right.
was in Chicago.
Right.
He was in the grind in Chicago. That's the Barack we was hoping for.
Yeah.
We was hoping for that. He had the right spirit.
But his bloodline is
His
Kenyan.
bloodline is Kenyan.
He's from the land of my people.
But when you look, even if you look at American black, I should say black American history, those are part of the revolution. They were all young. They were college students. Stokely Carmichael, Kwame Ture, you know, Fred Hampton, Huey Newton, Malcolm X. Malcolm X was 35 when he was shot and killed. Martin Luther King was 35, around that same age. These were young. They were young. These were young people. These were not older people, but they had the right energy, the right spirit, the right vision. You know, they had all the right makeup, and that was a part of the fear factor, is that they would be able to galvanize the young and the youth. And this young generation is uncut. They're not like any other generation. You know, most generations they kind of build off of the previous generation. Not this generation. This generation just kind of like got landed. It just kind of landed.
These generation is warriors,
They're soldiers.
and those are the ones you want to be making things happen. They're fearless. Hopefully, they're thinkers. They anyway. Everybody,
All
thank you
right.
guys so much. Even, it's amazing because we see you guys send us donations during the week. You send us emails during the week. You send us texts. You're sending us messages, and we just thank you guys so much.
Very much.
It feels like a family here. Like we recognize pretty much all the names. We gotta do better with that and get some new people. But it's like family here. We thank you guys so much. And like I said, if we're gonna announce it soon, the meetup that we're gonna do in Nairobi in February. And all those that can come, please do come, especially our Kenyan family that's here. We definitely want to see you guys. We got a lot of expats that's in Nairobi that's on here. We definitely want to see you guys. And we're going to record it. We're going to have it so that everybody can be a part of this meetup. But we definitely want to make sure that it happens and it be a series of these meetups that will happen. But again, thank you guys that have hit our Zelle, nobody ever hits the Apple Pay. Am I old fashioned with the Apple Pay? I thought that was a new thing. We don't know. We over here in Africa. My daughter's like, Mom, you need to have Apple Pay. But nobody ever uses the Apple Pay. I know y'all every year it's something else. But I was just wondering. But thank you guys so much.
We always appreciate you very much. We're grateful.
Make sure you guys check out that documentary. It could be Bobby.
We're gonna check it out.
And we posted a link to the video of the concerns of this visa-free for the other African countries. If you see the link in the description, please hit it so you can watch it. We kind of got on late, so we didn't have it ready for you guys, but you could click the link and see it yourselves.
So family, enjoy the rest of your day. For those of you who are in the States, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for taking time out to spend with us. And we appreciate that. As always, for those of our Kenyan family that are tuned in, enjoy the rest of your evening. You have a great night. And God willing, we may see you midway this week. If not, we'll see you next Sunday. Peace and blessings.
No, we're going to see you Thursday too.
Okay.
With a surprise when the family comes in.
All right. We'll see you Thursday, inshallah. Peace and blessings.